Hey, what's going on everybody? How are you guys doing out there? This is Regan and welcome back to our channel. So in today's video, we are going to do a comparison between these three versions of KYLO REN figure, of course by Hot Toys 1/6 scale collectible figure, and this is from different episode of Star Wars film, which is the 789, The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker, okay? And before we start, if you guys are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and press that notification bell so you will be notified once I upload a new video, especially from Hot Toys. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so first up, let's compare their base. Although maybe some of you guys doesn't really care much about the base, I'm just gonna do this very quick. So this one, The Force Awakens, a base. Looks really nice to me. I really like this one. Actually, it looks like very minimalistic, you know. Looks like a Japanese art print, yeah. So that black and white colored logo of the First Order looks really nice to me. And what I really like to this one is that acrylic glass somehow that covers the print, and of course it's not gonna scratch. And then somehow once you point your light, it will shine. You can see those lights effects, right? And then once you put your figure, and then once you stand it, and it will stand out, you know, something like your figure will become like floating, something like that, yeah. Although the nameplate is a bit simple, but I would say it blends to the look of the base. So yeah, okay, so I really like this one. Next up right here is the Jedi. I mean, like right here is the Last Jedi base. I like this one because it comes with two art print base. Yeah, so I really like this one. This one is very iconic, that white and red color of the logo of the Last Jedi film, and at the same time the picture of KYLO REN, which is like 3D art print. Yeah, looks like that, embossed print. But I don't like this one because I damaged my print already, because I thought it's just a sticky thing when I get off my figure, and then somehow it has some marks of the boots. Then when I try to remove it, scratch it, then yeah, it happens. So be careful on yours. So if you somehow once you experience some hot or warm temperature on your display, then you know you might gonna get this one too, and be careful on scratching it. So I prefer not to display it, so better to keep it inside your bag. So yeah, but I really like this one. It's just that, of course, it can be easily scratched. This one, the purple one, it's okay. It's not really blend to the figure. And the nameplate, of course, it's fine too. But yeah, it looks okay. But simple. But at least this one is something like an exclusive part of the figure. Yeah. And the next up right here is the Rise of Skywalker. This one is, I would say, more simpler than The Force Awakens. So yeah, because of the base, this print right here, it's okay, but at least it has two designs, so you could use that underneath design. Then it's easy to blend to your to the other Star Wars figures. So yeah, this color is okay, the common one. But what I really like to this one is this nameplate, and it really shines, that metallic silver paint, and then it's very noticeable, you know, once you display it to your display cabinet. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the only thing I really like to this one, okay? So yeah, but my favorite one is this Force Awakens base. Okay? And then next up is the boots. Okay, let's start the boots. This one right here, what I noticed is this boots of the Force Awakens is a little bit shorter compared to the other two versions. And it has less weathering effects, I would say. And yeah, details, yeah, less. And then also, the paint is more matte. And then the only glossy part is these straps and buckles right here. And then also the crumpled parts on the toes. While the Last Jedi, as you can see right here, I'm gonna compare very quick, side by side. Yeah, okay, you can see that the Last Jedi is higher than the Force Awakens boots. And then more details, you can see more crumpled around the boots, you can see right there. And then and the toes part doesn't have the Last Jedi, while the Force Awakens more, it has more crumpled parts. Okay, but weathering effects, a lot of weathering effects on the Last Jedi. Same thing to that Rise of Skywalker. And this one right here, it has a glossy paint, more glossy paint than the Force Awakens. So if I'm going to get the Rise of Skywalker, so it's very identical, it's totally the same. So the only difference is that paint, of course matte paint on the this Rise of Skywalker, while this Last Jedi is more glossy. But everything, details, crumpled parts, weathering effects are totally the same. Okay, yeah, that's it. Then next up is the pants. The pants, yeah, I cannot see any difference on the pants. Same materials and look. Probably quality is the same. I think the only maybe change or difference is the size. Maybe this one's more slim, while the others are more a little bit baggy, loose. Yeah, but I think there's no difference on the pants. Okay, and then next up is the tunic vest right here. The tunic vest of this Force Awakens. Of course, this one is the introduction of KYLO REN, so that's why he looks more Jedi. Yeah, so it has 3 parts of tunic vest. So it has this over tunic, long over tunic, and then the middle one, and then the inner part tunic, you can see that's short up to the knees. So because of that first introduction of KYLO REN, and at the same time more Jedi look. And then while these 2 versions right here, the Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker, as you can see that it's very identical, it's totally the same, you know, the tunic right here. But what I noticed is the difference. This Last Jedi is more shorter. Of course, the Rise of Skywalker is a bit longer, and then the Last Jedi is tighter, which is, for me, it doesn't look good because of that distorted look. See, it looks like it's so tight that they force it to wear the tunic. Compared to this version, this Rise of Skywalker, actually this one is more perfect, I would say, because it's very clean, you know, doesn't look like the figure is distorted. I mean, like the suit or the tunic is distorted. So yeah, I would say this one is more perfect compared to this Last Jedi. Okay, so they don't have that long tunic because yeah, their look is more supreme leader, more leader. So that's why it's like this compared to that Force Awakens. It's more Jedi look. But I'm not saying that this one doesn't look like a Jedi. I'm just saying like the rank, you know. Okay, so yeah, so that's the difference. And then next up, of course, the robe. The Force Awakens doesn't have the robe, but it has this something like a short robe, hooded robe or cloak. Yeah, something like that, or like scarf, hooded short robe. Okay, I don't know how you're going to say that, but yeah, that's the only robe he has. While these 2 versions, Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker, is totally the same. Okay, they both have the same robe. The only difference is the hood. So this Rise of Skywalker has this hood, while this Last Jedi just the robe. Okay, so doesn't have that hood. It's not only that, sorry. Also the magnet. The magnet of this the Last Jedi, it has 3 magnetically designed, which is in the front and at the back. So once you take off that robe, then you could still keep it, right? Which is kind of cool. While the Rise of Skywalker doesn't have that, so only in the front. But the magnet of this Rise of Skywalker is very strong compared to the Last Jedi. You could really feel that, you know, that magnet. It's really strong, and you could really hear that snap, and yeah, it's very strong. While this one, of course, yeah, it's very light. See, so once you do some dynamic poses like lifting those arms, somehow it could easily detach that robe. Okay, and then maybe some of you guys are requesting for me to exchange it. Let me try this one right here. So I'm gonna try the robe of this Last Jedi to Rise of Skywalker. I would say that it's okay, but it's not really fit because of the size. Because I think the size of the Last Jedi, it's a bit small, and also once I try to put those magnets into the magnet of this Rise of Skywalker. See that distorted part? Because yeah, the size, you could, I mean, like you could still use it, but it's not something like this. Yeah, okay, it's fine, but not really attached to the body. Okay, so because of the size, this one is a bit smaller compared to the Rise of Skywalker version. So this one is the Last Jedi figure. So let me try this. Yes, so this is the size. So this is the look of this robe with the hood to the Last Jedi body. Okay, right there. Although the magnet is not, yeah, somehow it's not sticking. I don't know why. Maybe it's not matched. So only that magnet on the Rise of Skywalker will match to this robe. So yeah, okay, and a bit big, a little bit big. See, it looks like a little bit loose. So yeah, because comparing their heights, the shortest among these three versions is the Last Jedi. Even the body, you could see that the body of this Rise of Skywalker is a little bit big. See, compared to the this Last Jedi version, right? You could really notice. You see. So I would say that these two versions, the Force Awakens and this Rise of Skywalker, are the same height, same size of the body. Probably inside, maybe the same, these three versions. But I think the suit, maybe the tunic, it's a bit small. Actually, even the height, I find it that this Last Jedi is a bit small compared to these two versions. These two are the same. So yeah, so that's the difference on the height and the size of the body. Okay, right, so let me change back this one right there. And then next up is the belt. Yeah, the belt of Last Jedi and the Force Awakens has these buttons at the back. So somehow once you attach this belt, it's already fixed. So yeah, it's good thing because once you do some dynamic poses, you don't need to always fix it, arrange it, then it's fine, right? But maybe the cons there is it's not, doesn't look good. Like once you detach, the suit has these buttons that if you break it, it will look like something like a broken suit. It's like the whole thing, yeah. The Last Jedi also has that buttons at the belt, so you could see right there. Yeah, so once you detach that, see, it looks like something. It looks weird, but although it's hidden underneath the belt, what I'm saying is like, you know, once you break it, then you have to arrange it. Maybe the stitch will, you know, affect the whole pattern of the tunic. While the Rise of Skywalker, once you remove it, then it's fine. It's clean. See? Very clean. So yeah, that's the difference on the belt. But the quality, the material, the look, and details, I would say, are totally the same. Because yeah, those details, those patterns right here. So they're both look genuine leather. So that's one thing that I really like to this belt. Yeah, doesn't look like a leather material, but at least it looks like a high-end leather material. Okay, and then next up is their long sleeve right here, the inner suit. So if I'm going to compare this Force Awakens, because again this is the introduction of KYLO REN, so this one is more plain, but it still has that stripes pattern right there. Although it's very identical, you know, I mean, it's just the difference is that extra rubber pattern print on the long sleeve, and it looks glossy, right? And it's somehow shining, yeah, long sleeve, while the Force Awakens is more plain. Yeah, okay, probably because of the rank. Okay, yeah, okay, so that's the difference. These two are the same. The Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker are totally the same. Okay, and then next up is their lightsaber here. So the lightsabers, the lightsaber of Force Awakens, I would say it doesn't have much of black color paint. So it's more of like bronze, something like an old hilt. Yeah. Compared to these two versions, Last Jedi and this Rise of Skywalker, it has more black paint. right? Of course, from afar, you're not gonna notice that, but then from close up, yeah, you can see that black paint. Yeah, but then everything's the same. Details, weathering effects, and some patterns there are totally the same. And then the size, the length, yeah, it's totally the same. Okay? Of course, I cannot compare the light up, LED light up. For me, it will be the same, okay? And then next up is their helmet. The helmet, of course, these two versions, The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, these two are the same. Okay, details, I would say details, patterns, colors, weathering effects, and the joint. So there's extra joint on the helmet, so it's like two-piece. Compared to this Rise of Skywalker, of course, this one is only like one piece. So it doesn't have that extra joint to, for you to easily move the head, but you can still move the head. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't have that, good extra joint articulation on the head. Okay, but these two version, of course, it has a head sculpt. The good thing about this helmet is it has this LED light up effects and more weathering effects, right? So that's why I really like this one too, but just that doesn't have that extra joint for you to easily move and do some poses. Okay, however, everything's the same, very identical. The size, details is just, yeah, extra details and LED effects on the Rise of Skywalker. Okay, and last but not the least is the head sculpt. So only Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker has this head sculpt. The Force Awakens doesn't have. So I'm gonna tell you first, guys, what's the difference of these two versions. So the Last Jedi, the hair sculpt has more details, I would say, more space, extra hair, while the Rise of Skywalker is like one whole solid hair sculpt. Okay, and then the skin tone of this Last Jedi is more darker compared to this Rise of Skywalker. So this one is more lighter, the Rise of Skywalker. And then the size of this Last Jedi is skinnier than the Rise of Skywalker. So this one is a bit small, probably because it matches the body, because I told you guys earlier that body of the Last Jedi is a bit small compared to the Rise of Skywalker. See, you guys could see that from afar, that this one's more slimmer face, while this one, the Rise of Skywalker, is more not fat but more bigger. Okay, right there. See the size right there. You could totally notice that right there. Okay, the scar of this Rise of Skywalker has more, I would say, more obvious than the Last Jedi. This one, the paint on the red part of the scar is more obvious than the Last Jedi. Okay, but everything, like details, look, for me, I would say it's totally the same. So there's no big difference. Especially when I unboxed this one, I thought that this one is, of course, this one is the best version of KYLO REN. If you're going to, let's say, if you're going to choose between these two versions, of course, this one is, for me, it's better. But, if you're going to look at it, the very obvious difference to these two versions is the hair sculpt. But everything's the same. Even if the skin tone, even if this one is a bit darker than this version of Skywalker, it's okay. It's totally fine. But yeah, the only difference is this hair sculpt, and then the size. But everything, details, eyes, eyebrows, eye bags, the nose, the lips, the chins, the moles, everything is totally the same. So just in case you're worried if you need to purchase another KYLO REN and you don't have any budget for this extra KYLO REN and you want to just stick to this Last Jedi, I think it's fine. So yeah, so that's the only difference. But then if you don't have yet, if you have an improved version, of course, I prefer this Rise of Skywalker, especially also that body and also that helmet with that LED light up effects. Okay, so yeah, so that's the difference on this head sculpt. Okay, so I hope it helps. And also the adapter is black on the head, the Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker white. Okay, so yeah, that's all about it, guys. That's all I could compare, and let me know your thoughts too and your opinions on the difference. And if you're going to ask me which one will I keep, I would say The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker, and then I will let go if ever, The Last Jedi. But it's because it's very obvious because of the size and form. Well, The Rise of Skywalker is an upgraded version of The Last Jedi, so you can just skip to The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker. However, The Last Jedi is still an amazing figure if you're not going to sell it or you're not gonna purchase another one. Actually, even The Force Awakens, like before, it's not that really famous, I would say. In the market, you could really purchase it for a really low price compared to The Last Jedi, which is quite expensive, yeah? But now, since the Rise of Skywalker version is released, I think you just better get this version over The Last Jedi. If you're on a budget, and you're looking for an extra head sculpt, then yeah, the Rise of Skywalker is a better option. But overall, they're all amazing figure, just helping you to decide which one to keep or buy it again, or whichever you're going to let go, or whichever you're going to buy. I think you're still gonna be happy, especially for those newbie collectors. Alright, so if you like this video, if you found it helpful, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. Okay, so thank you for watching, guys. Until then, see you in our next video. Peace.